Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Friday, April the 1st, 2022. I am Dale Delbridge, Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. This is your status chat. We have construction going on, so we're going to have to be really quick today. Let's get to the middle segment. Welcome to the middle of the show of the construction edition. If you hear the noise in the background, they're ripping the roof off and doing some work upstairs. Now, as with any article used in a status chat, you will find the full link to that article in the description of the status chat, in which it appears over on the YouTube channel. Now, today we're going to talk about a familiar subject that seems to be hanging on much more than the actual data would suggest, but it's in people's minds. And let's go ahead and switch that screen. So here we go. This is from Fortune magazine. You can see up there, up top, Fortune, right there is the link if you want to pick that out. Real estate, housing, and of course, Lance Lambert. 2 days ago, March 30th, we're good to go. So, when we look at this, the headline says, a housing bubble is brewing, but not like 2008, says Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas. Well, I have spent exhaustive amounts of time talking to you about the fact that Middle Tennessee does not observe some of this behavior that we are seeing. However, we do not live in a vacuum. That's the other half of my conversation I constantly tell you, because people say, never get political. Well, I don't get political. But what I do is I have to look at what drives the economy, and those factors which drive the economy are generally political in nature. And it starts at the Fed and comes all the way down to your state and local. That's just how that works. I'm not picking a side. I'm just telling you that's the way it is. And we know that we've been watching the big blue wave, or the migration away from the Great Migration, they call it. Some people call it the Great Reset. People don't like some of those features. They're coming here. And Middle Tennessee is the number 3 location for destination for such people in the United States. We're not going to see this because our demand is even higher than the artificial demand that's already there. We just simply can't keep up. So here we have it. And we've got to keep this short because we've got a lot going on in the background and you won't be able to hear anything I have to say. So here we go. The stubbornly hot housing market is beginning to raise more eyebrows. Look no further than the paper published this week by the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas, titled "A Real-Time Market Monitoring Finds Signs of Brewing a U.S. Housing Bubble." The Dallas Fed researchers came to that conclusion after comparing U.S. home prices to underlying economic data. Well, I mean, it's been pushing hotter and hotter, and that's just the reality of it. But with inflation kicking in and wages not keeping up with the inflation, the housing is going to eventually be affected, because there's only so much house you can afford to buy on your salary, and we might go back to some style adjustments, which won't hurt anybody, but we may do that. We also have talked in the past about moving to houses that may have the same square footage but are arranged a little bit differently to provide a work from home office where people can do that. Some of the open plans, like I have an open plan myself, before open plans became popular, I still have it. I had it then, I have it now, I'll have it long after that. But when Rona hit, we all wanted to work from home, or had to work from home if we could work at all, and we went to our home office to do that. And that's kind of where we are with it. So a lot of houses, and I have to explain this sometime to people I list for or potentially list for, yes, you may have the same square footage as your neighbor down in the same housing development. However, they may in fact have a house that's worth more than yours, not just because of the age or the deterioration of the maintenance, but they may have it because of this arrangement. Because right now we have people looking for those homes that have maybe smaller rooms that can be used for such as this. This is actually an office I use here to do the broadcast from. So anyway, we have that. Now we just look at this little chart, and we can see that we do have ups and downs. Ups and downs are not unusual in the world. And we see that we just had this very, very sharp peak. Common sense tells you that there's going to be some kind of adjustment. But what we're not taking into conditions here often is the fact that all real estate is local. And if we're taking the people that are fleeing these other areas, our markets are going to be grossly different than these other ones that help generate some of these same numbers. So that's basically all we have to this, and we need to return you back to the regular show. Hello, I'm Dale Delbridge of Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you are currently unrepresented and would like to know how to compare up to 3 properties side by side and room by room, then go over to my new YouTube channel call Dell to sell. That's one L in Dell, no spaces. Watch the demo on Real Scout and then call me and we'll set up your exclusive ad-free account today. Now that we got that over, let's look at our numbers. Last week, week 3, 25-22, we had 78-15 opportunities in the Real Scout system, which was up over the previous period. We had 41-85 in the under contract, still showing that also was up just a tad, and the ratio declined for the first time in 2 periods to 54%. This week we had 77-73 in the opportunities in the Real Scout system, decreased slightly over the previous period. 41-53 were the under contract, still showing. They also decreased just a tad, and the integer ratio between those two dipped down 1 percentage point to 53%. So there we have it. You know what you need to do. You need to call Dell to sell, call Dell to buy. Just call me, text me, email me, do something, reach out. I'm here.